Hey guys, Raj from Cardio Security. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another audio upgrade, and this time it's in one of my cars, my daily driven Porsche 996 Turbo S. Now this already has the factory Bose upgrade, but guys, that system is not good enough for me. So today we're going to rip all the old tech out and replace it with new tech. Stick around. So previously, we've already upgraded the stereo, the 20-year-old sat-nav, which was no longer working. It had no DAB radio, and even the Bluetooth wasn't even working. Let me show you the new Kenwood stereo that we previously installed, and then I'll get into all the speakers and the subwoofer that's currently in the car and why I'm upgrading it. So here is the Kenwood DMX 8021 DABs, which is one of their most popular selling CarPlay units. We've obviously programmed to show the Porsche logo when it powers up. Now this has DAB radio, also has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, wireless connectivity as well, so I don't need to plug my phone in to use those features. Also has Bluetooth streaming for music. There is a USB cable that comes out the back, and you just need to plug your phone in and you can charge that as well. Now some of you may not have seen the video where we upgraded the old 20-year-old tech to the latest Kenwood unit. If you haven't, there's a link on the screen now, and there'll be a link in the description below. Watch that full episode. It gives you an idea of costs and so on and what it takes to upgrade the stereo. Now, some of you have asked, and probably some of you are thinking, well, why haven't I gone for the Porsche PCCM Plus or the PCCM 2.0 Plus or whatever the new variant is? Well, it looks great, and obviously factory-wise it will look OEM Plus. The drawback is features. The Kenwood unit is up to date. The Porsche unit is already old by the time it comes out. It doesn't even have wireless CarPlay. So, and you're paying double the price, guys. So let's be realistic. The Kenwood unit does exactly what the Porsche does and a lot more, and it's half the price, and it's easier to update as well. So that's the stereo. Now, in terms of speakers, when the original owner spec'd this car, they ticked that option for the Bose audio upgrade. Now, even now, you can buy a brand new Porsche 992 and go for the Bose audio upgrade, which, let's be honest, it does sound pretty good, but it's not brilliant. And by modern day standards, the options you have if you go aftermarket and not go for the OEM upgrade, those options are far better. They may cost you a little bit more, but in terms of sound quality, it's night and day difference because you lack all the top end treble. The mid-range can sometimes get a little bit confused, and the bass is boomy rather than depth. So it's very limited because those products are made to a price point. So today what we're going to do is we're going to rip the Bose speakers out. I'll show you exactly what comes out the car, then show you all the new products that are going in. So yeah, it's a bit of work. It's going to be a custom sub box as well, but I am super excited because I know after listening to so many audio upgrades in 996s, 997s, 991s, how big the transformation is. Before we start stripping the car, I'm going to play the track that I always play, which is YouTube user friendly, just to remind myself of what it sounds like. And some of you may get an idea of what it sounds like, but obviously the mic can distort the sound, or you may be watching this on a phone, which is not great. But I just want to remind myself what it sounds like, and potentially you can have a listen to. So I'll go to level 20. Treble's okay, but I can hear there is no top end sharpness. Mid-range is okay, it's a little bit confused. The bass, even there, it's punchy but a little bit flat. Just turn it up a little bit more. Okay, so that's now on volume 25. Yes, it's okay. Let me be honest, most of you would say that's pretty good, it's pretty good music, but actually it's not. The sound is very muffled. If anything, it's very confused sound. Let's get the engineers in, they'll strip the car, and I will be back, show you all the new tech that's gone in, and then we'll do another listen with the same track, with the same volume settings. I'm telling you now, it's going to be a massive improvement of what we're listening to now. I'll see you guys in a moment. got speakers in the door, we got mids and tweeters in the dash. There are also speakers in the rear quarter panels, and this car also has the Bose sub upgrade, which is right at the back. Let me show you the products that we'll be installing into the Porsche. So I thought I'd do a quick update. So we've already stripped one of the pods. So that's the speaker removed out of the pod. That's what the speaker and the housing looks like, it just fits in there. The plan is to remove the 4-inch speaker there and replace it with an Audison AP4. The same size, but as you can see, there's a bigger surface area for the AP4 speaker itself. So it's a bigger size cone. We're going to have to do some slight modification to the outer frame, but this is most definitely a better speaker than the Bose speaker, chunkier magnet and more surface area. The tweeter, we're replacing the tweeter, so on the dash and in the rear quarter panels, we're replacing with an Audison AP1. So in the rear and in the front, they do come with a crossover, but we're not using this crossover in the front. All will be explained in a moment. We'll be using that crossovers for the rear. So yeah, that's your front dash and your rear quarter panel setup. Now the front doors. The door cards have been removed, and as you can see, there's the door card front and there's the back of the door card. We will be adding some sound deadening on the inside of the door just to reduce any vibration and obviously just to improve the sound inside the cabin. The front door card houses this 4-inch speaker in an unusual bracket cup design. We're upgrading it to a 6.5-inch mid-bass speaker, so we're going to get a lot more depth out of the front doors, and that 6.5-inch mid-bass is in a complete kit, all part of a 3-way passive setup. And then we're going to look at the bass. So if you come with me here, this is the subwoofer that sits in the back of the 996. The plan is to replace the rear with bigger subs, and the guys are still working out exactly what we're going to do as the Audison upgrade, so I'll show you that a little bit later on. Amplification wise, we're using the Audison SR 5.600, which is a 5-channel amp, so that'll be running 2 channels for the front, 2 channels for the rear, and 1 channel for the bass. So there you have it, guys. That is all the equipment that's been removed and is going into the 996. I'm going to leave it in the hands of the engineers, and I'll be back shortly to show you the finished product and obviously listen to the new system. See you in a bit, guys. So I'm here with Jay. What up?
What's up?
Unusual sub box in the 996, eh?
It's a very smart design.
It is in fact very, very, very advanced. Something that was bought out in 2004. It's probably older than that when you think about it. But what I find very unusual is they're using 2 5.25-inch drivers as their base drivers. And obviously it's the way the box has been designed internally and so on, the way it's vented on the front.
Then it ports out from the front,
And you know, it does sound pretty good. How and what are you thinking to replace this with?
Well, this is obviously your seats are here.
Sure.
So obviously ports out into the cabin through the front of the box. So we raise this, come over the back section, which is here. That would allow us to drop bigger subs in.
What I don't want you to do is use the whole of that space.
No.
Because it might look a little bit silly.
So we'll see how it works out. So we'll do a box, come over, and maybe a cover over it to break up
all the grey
carpet and
the
bits
subs.
and pieces.
Well, it has to be bigger because you're using bigger subs.
Yes.
And they're going to need more box space as such. All right, I'll leave you to it, and I'll be back shortly to show you the final installation. See you in a bit, guys. So guys, the audio installation in my Porsche 996 Turbo S is now complete. We have replaced every speaker. We've introduced a new amplifier and added 2 subwoofers. You can see through the rear screen the new custom sub box that the guys have built here in our own workshop. It looks fantastic, looks OEM. You've got a very similar carpet finish, and we put some vinyl around the edges just to break it all up. There is a separate grille that's going to go on top, but I think that looks fantastic. It doesn't look out of place, and I think it looks like it's potentially an OEM plus upgrade, which is what I wanted for the car. I am super excited, as I'm sure you guys are, to have a listen to the new setup. And when it comes to costs, if you hang around right at the end of this episode, we'll talk about money, costs, labor, and so on. Now, let's jump into the car. Okay, so I'm going to play the same track that I played earlier. We're going to use, obviously, Bluetooth streaming. Let's go for it. Now, straight away, even at volume 10, I can notice there's a distinct difference in that top end clarity, the treble. A lot sharper and a lot cleaner. Just going to forward the track and introduce some mid bass. About here. Okay, so we've got some mid bass there. Again, very clean, very punchy, very dynamic. Top end is beautiful, crystal clear. Oh wow, that bass is amazing. Right, I'm going to turn the volume down. Now, if you recall earlier on, we were playing this at volume 20, and you could hear me talking over the speakers. At volume 15 now, this is considerably louder. That bass, you can feel that bass. It literally is going through you. It's not overpowering, so it's not like SPL bass. It's more about the complete dynamic range. And just here as well, I have my Audison bass controller, so I don't necessarily need to go into the menu system of the stereo to adjust the bass. Wow. It's transformed the sound in the cabin. I've got front end clarity. I've got some mid bass depth from the doors. I've got some sound staging from behind me as well. And that bass, although the subs are right in the back, I can feel the bass in the front part of the cabin. Now, the great thing with this Kenwood stereo is the actual settings for the audio. The amount of adjustment that's available to the user is fantastic. So you've got, as well as the speaker crossovers, which we don't really need to play around with here because we've done that internally through the amp, although you can adjust the subwoofer crossover, are the equalizer and subwoofer level settings. You have got memory presets already and you can play around with it. So if you maybe like, classical music and you want a bit more top end, you can play around with that and save that as a user preset. Now, if we go to the memory settings that are the default settings with the stereo, you've got pop, easy, jazz, powerful, rock. The moment you press one of these, you will see the equalizer settings change. Now, this will give us more bass, and it is considerably more bass. If I go flat, that bass has dropped. So in terms of usability, this Kenwood stereo is fantastic, and this gives you considerably more features than obviously the stock stereo and more than the Porsche PCCM Plus or the PCCM 2.0 Plus. So yeah, massive transformation in the car. I'm blown away. This is my daily driver and it's going to make my journeys into work and wherever I'm going that much more enjoyable. So now let's talk money. Now let's talk prices for all the Audison components. The rear quarters, we've got the tweeters AP1 and the mids AP4. They are £95 a pair. In the front, this three-way component kit is used for the doors and for the dash. That's the APK 163, and that's £330 for the complete kit. There's the Audison SR 5.600 5-channel amp, that's £500, and we have the Audison bass controller, which is £30. Finally, we're using two Audison 8-inch APS 8R subs, and these are £190 each. So in total for the Audison components, we're looking at £1,430. Now, in terms of accessories and installation, we used about £50 worth of sound deadening. We've got about £200 worth of cabling. So we've got power cable, three-way RCA cable, and speaker cable. And then we've got the custom subwoofer box, which is about £500. And the labor to install all of this and the box, set it all up, tune it, is about £750. So for under £3,000, we've done a complete audio upgrade in the car, and it's transformed the listening experience inside the cabin. So guys, if you are looking for an audio upgrade, be it for a classic car or even a new car, before you tick that Bose upgrade box, drop us an email. Our contact details are down below in the description, and we'll happily provide you a quote for better quality tech. And you'll be surprised, it's not that much more than that little box that you will tick when you're looking to buy a new car. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think of the audio upgrade in my own 996 Turbo S. I'm going to enjoy driving this car around. Make sure you smash the like button, and I'll hopefully see you in another episode on the channel.